It's time for us to get into a conversation about a youth forum that's coming up, and it's called the Ready to Work Mastercard Youth Forum. And we're going to get right into it, and a very interesting conversations there. I want to find out how these two very different organizations have decided to partner together to make this happen. Now, I've been joined on the set this morning by two wonderful ladies. Let me introduce them to you. I have Nana Isofua Tamaklo. She is the Marketing and Corporate Affairs Director with ABSA Bank Ghana Limited. And I have Kafui Mills Odoi. She's the lead for youth engagement, Mastercard Foundation. Now, ladies, you're welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you, Kweku.
All right, it's good to have you here.
Likewise.
All right.
And nice to see the face in person.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't know who I'm going to start with on this one, but when did this idea begin? When did this marriage of ABSA and Mastercard Foundation to work together come up?
Well, you see, that's what they say, marriage makes it, then the marriage is good.
Yeah.
Both parties will look at each
Yeah,
other.
I know, right?
I think I'll defer to you, right? You would want us, or you
Okay,
say it
so,
first and then we follow.
Kweku, I think the marriage between ABSA and ABSA Mastercard Foundation started almost, 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
So that's a marriage that was built with a different concept of certain things we wanted to do together to support the SME sector, the entrepreneurs, because that is actually the core of what Mastercard Foundation, empowering, you know, the SME sector. And so that's how the marriage itself began. And since then, I think we have found so many other areas where we're able to collaborate, because Mastercard is also very youth-focused, just as we are. So I think we found a lot of commonalities, and I'm sure Kafui can also speak to some of the commonalities that we found as two very empowering and engaging organizations.
Yes. So let's get right into it. The Ready to Work Youth Forum. Just tell us a bit more about this event that's coming up.
All right. So for us, it's always exciting when we have to find the opportunity to connect with the youth. We've been supporting the youth in the last 5 years, a little more than that, but in a very structured approach. We've been supporting the youth, empowering them and equipping them with a proprietary program that we have. We call it the Ready to Work program, which has a lot of modules with the intent of empowering our youth and equipping them with the soft skills, which we recognize very early on that it's not typically part of our curriculum in school. And therefore, when they come out of school, we want to be part of the solution in helping them have opportunity to access the job market and also be more equipped, because it's a very competitive market. And if you look at what's happening, the churn out of the universities and the availability of jobs on the market is very competitive out there. And therefore, we try to equip them. And also, one of the things that we do with our Ready to Work is also to give them a focus on entrepreneurship, because it's not everybody, as you agree with me, who can be employed either by private sector or even the public sector.
True.
And we have also a lot of focus, and that's why we have been able to partner with MasterCard very easily. But then over and above the Ready to Work, which has got different models, and I think I can get back into that, the idea of also having the Youth Forum was to find a common platform where we'll bring different stakeholders who are interested in youth issues. And I think if I start to list the issues that we know our youth are facing, we are not going to leave this studio today. But I think suffice to say that our youth face a lot of challenges, but we also do recognize there are lots of opportunities. Sometimes it's just being guided and knowing where to look. And therefore, this Youth Forum is a forum that is bringing stakeholders together, the ministry, and we have sectors like the National Service Secretariat as well. We have the Minister for Youth and Sports coming. And we have even our own Bernard Avle, who the youth actually are very glued to. And different stakeholders who will come and also share some very insightful discussions with the youth who will be at the forum on Monday.
Okay,
yes.
all right, fantastic. Now, Kafui, so for you on the Mastercard side, why is this partnership important?
So I'll start by our name. We are very strong on that identity. So we love the foundation. So let's always remember that it's Mastercard Foundation. We had people coming to us thinking, "Oh, can you give us the card?" I think one of the largest philanthropic, entities globally focused on empowering young people, ultimately thinking about the fact that young people should build agency. So the ability of young people to make certain decisions for themselves and also being able to amplify, elevate their voice. So in this partnership, it's pretty strong. We tend to identify partners that are African-owned or led that can also support young people in a more transformative way. So ABSA is that entity. But then if you look at the vision we have for our Young Africa Work strategy for Ghana, in fact globally, but for Ghana, we're looking at leaving a big footprint where Ghana will become that demonstrative nation or country that shows that young people's potentials have been tapped in a way and shaped towards work readiness. So the sector that my colleague and partner talked about, you remember she talked about entrepreneurship. So wage-based pathways for work or dignified and fulfilling work is not that easy to come by. And so why don't you identify ways in which MSMEs can now see growth, ecosystems can thrive, then opportunities that young people can now transition into work can happen. So this becomes a big platform for us to see how we can provide that space for young people to be work ready. So we are not saying come and get employed before they come running. Exactly. But then, if you're taught how to be ready, to pitch yourself on the market and identify the opportunities and tools, then you can. Work, Ready to Work is a very strong platform that has, on the African continent, made that impact. And so why don't we partner together and make that work better?
Fantastic. All right, so let me come back to you, Nana. The program and project has been going on for 5 years now, almost 5 years now. What would you say has been the impact and growth that you've seen, you've realized in this period?
Okay, for me it's always very exciting to talk about the impact that we have been able to make on the young people. Maybe let me just share, as an organization, our purpose actually is to empower the Africa, tomorrow together, one story at a time. And when you think about Africa's story and tomorrow, the future leaders are the young ones. And how they are empowered and they are grown to fulfill their destiny, if I may put it that way, is something that we are very proud to be part of. So in looking within the curriculum and finding out that there are some areas that we can support them so that when they transition from academia into the world of work will be very useful. So number one, our Ready to Work program offers them entrepreneurial skills, money skills. We also have interpersonal skills, and then also they have work-ready skills as well. Now, on top of that, recently we have added computational thinking and also blockchain. Now, one of the things we've also done is to move it from just a link also into an app, which depending on the phone you're using, you can access it on iOS, Huawei or Play Store. So either way, you can access it easily, and we've improved it with mentorship programs as well, so that once you belong to that group, you can access all of these. And in doing this, we normally, the pathway is about 2. We normally have the face-to-face session with a lot of the tertiary institutions. And for that, especially just for this year alone, We've impacted about 4,000 students face-to-face. And then we have currently about 14,000 of young people already enrolled on the program at different stages. And you'll be happy to know that at the end of each model, there's a certification that comes with it. Because sometimes we believe that these are all the add-ons that even in applying for a job, if you're able to say I've undergone, let's say, communication skills, interpersonal skills, money skills, it helps. Every little bit of soft skills add on, because honestly, sometimes that's what is the difference between the girls and the boys, or the boys and the men, you know. So we've added that as well. And then we have monthly webinars where we bring resource persons from different sectors which are youth-focused to discuss topical issues. And for that, to date, just this year, 14.1 or 2 million views. Yes, and that's where you realize how hungry people are. The youth are in learning about, you know, what more they can know to equip them properly for the world of work. And it's very interesting, some of the testimonials that we get, how we help people prepare their CV, so what we call a winning CV, so that your chances of, you know, being successful once you apply. Recently, we were on a program, and one of, I think our colleagues was saying, it's as if you write something like, I'm very hardworking on a CV. I mean, seriously, what does that mean? It's so old school. And therefore, even understanding how to phrase it and put your CV in the right order, you know, gives you a step ahead. So we've chalked a lot of successes, but we want to do more. And we believe that the partnership with the Mastercard Foundation is going to give us the next leap, you know, so that we can be part of the real solution. Currently, I think if you look at the unemployment statistics, looking at youth, it's about 12.4 for about 2022. But compared to adult unemployment of about 4%. But within that, the core of the 20s is even higher. And these are the chain that is, they are coming out of school. So they usually come out facing a lot of issues, the intersection between their ambitions and also the anxieties and the uncertainties that we see on the market. So we just want to be part of the solution to help them get through you know, this phase.
Fantastic. Kafuyi, now, what can people expect from this forum, those who are participating, and what advice would you give to them as they come?
I think basically, I mean, we are bringing on board the over 10 years experience of working with young people, empowering young people, and getting young people work ready. And so the content, we believe, is such that they would have, you know, the discussions that focus on ecosystem, you know, challenges that young people are going through and how they can overcome those barriers. It's also going to provide them opportunities to listen to their own peers who've made it. Now, things around preparing yourself for the market is also a very key part, and it's hands-on. So all HR agencies would be available to coach, to provide the tools, to grant you opportunities to prepare yourself, to show you where opportunities are, and also to identify certain preparatory opportunities. What do I mean? So we may have internships, paid internships, volunteer opportunities if jobs aren't really ready, because these are first entry job seekers, right, or interest groups. And also particularly for young women, our focus on young women is very important. We always say, whatever we do, we want 70% young women. And persons with disabilities, 5%. It's been a while since that crop of young people have been underestimated, and we want to change the impression that people have of them. So let's see how these opportunities can be there. They would mingle with key players in the market. They would see agencies that can support them, and then they would also be introduced to digital platforms and opportunities that they can take advantage of, and training for soft skills that the current market is giving.
So the big question, where is it happening? When is it happening? How can people participate?
Yeah, so actually, just to also add on to the agencies, which we have typically named it in the program as the career clinics. So to expand on that, these agencies coming, they're not there, and I think to Kafui's earlier point about is not to offer jobs necessarily. It's more about the preparatory and helping you. And I think even beyond the youth forum, you'll be able to access them if you want to advance the discussion any further. And yes, so the forum is happening at the UPSA auditorium.
Okay.
And the day one is actually the main conference, which is on the 27th, Monday. It starts at 8:30.
Okay.
But the next day, which is the 28th, that's the day we're actually dedicating to the career clinic. We wanted to separate the 2 days so there will be enough focus for the youth to work with the recruitment, and then the agencies, the HR recruitment, and other HR practitioners who can come and then guide them, you know, in the preparatory stage to as they enter the world of work. So this is what is happening, and we are very excited, and we can't wait for Monday.
So it's Monday and Tuesday.
And Monday
so
and
the main
Tuesday.
It's not the same as any
And
other,
then Tuesday.
you know, I think we need to stress that.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as any other bit, because there's a hybrid online participation, which is
Exactly.
extensive.
As well. Okay.
And this is, the in-person is not open to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those who are coming in know, but the
online part as
participation
well.
is
How do people participate
the
online? What's the
online
link?
is on all the ABSA channels.
Exactly.
We're on IG,
Yes.
we're on Facebook, and then we're on Twitter as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So those are all the avenues that can.
Do they have to pay anything to
This is free.
get on
No,
it? Okay.
that's a beauty.
Wow.
This is
I like
free.
it. Gets better and better. it's good that it's happening towards Christmas. It's a nice gift.
That's
nice
a giveaway,
gift.
right?
Right.
For Christmas. Time for giving.
Thank you very much, Kafui
Thank
Mills
you.
Ode, for joining us. Thank you very much, Nana. It's
Pleasure.
Silfua Tamaklo. And Silfua Tamaklo is the Marketing and Corporate Affairs Director for ABSA Bank Ghana Limited. And Kafui Mills Odoe is the lead for youth engagement with the Mastercard Foundation.